Happy Sunday, everyone. I wanted to share a message with you today. It's been on my heart a lot, and I've had quite a few private conversations over the last few weeks about a couple things that tie in together. Number one, keep holding on. Even if you're holding on by just a little bit, by just a string, like you truly feel like you're holding on to life by even like a thread of a spider web, and like you just feel like you're blowing in the wind, keep holding on. Just keep holding on. The other side of that message is something that I actually heard today from one of our pastors that was speaking, and I want to expand on that and share it with you guys even more. God always does his greatest work in the dark. He always does his greatest work in the dark. So while you're holding on by this strand and you feel like you're blowing in the wind or just being, pushed around in the waves of the ocean, it is in that dark season that God is doing his greatest work. You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. You have no idea what pieces of the puzzle that he is orchestrating, right? One of the best ways of creating a puzzle, right, by putting it together, is you put the outsides first, right? You have to put the outsides first to be able to create the pattern to get to the middle. And how good it feels when you put that final piece in the middle, or wherever it belongs in that puzzle. So I want you to think about that in life. You might not see that outside of the puzzle that God has been putting together, or any of the other pieces, right, that are in there. And that's your dark place. That's where you can't see. But he's putting it all together. And you just have to trust that in that dark season of life, that he's working on you and he's working on others to orchestrate the most beautiful, magical, incredible blessing, miracle experience on the other side of that. I have walked through seasons of darkness in my own life, and I just kept holding on. All I felt I had was a string, right? That I was just holding on to the string of hope, holding on to the string of faith, that if I could just get to the other side of this darkness. I always called it my forest, my dark forest. If I could just see the light just shimmering through the trees, that I would just know that I'm okay. But God showed me a long time ago, many years ago, that I just have to trust when I'm in that place. There's a song that I used to listen to back in the day, and I would cry, sob, weep, with tears, snot, everything. And I believe it was called Trust Me by Donnie McClurkin. And I had to get to the point that I truly meant every word of that song. If you've never heard it, or you need to go back and listen to it, just look it up on YouTube and you'll find it. You have to get to the point that if you lost everything, will you trust the Spirit of God to orchestrate his perfect plan for that next journey of your life? Will you trust me? That's what he said. Will you trust me? If you had nothing, will you still trust me? And I did. I had nothing. There was a point in my life where I was living out of my car. I was going from house to house to sleep, from week to week, until I could figure out what my next steps were. And everything stayed in my car and a storage unit. That was not a fun time in my life. That was a very dark and emotionally dark place in my life where I didn't want to be here anymore. But I trusted him, and I trusted him, and I cried, and I got angry, and I trusted, and I cried, and I got angry, and I trusted. And then, boom, he showed me what was on the other side. And my life has been absolutely incredible since then. And when those little dark seasons come, I now know that there will always be the Spirit of God orchestrating a plan in that dark season. And I always look forward to what the other side looks like. So, like I said in the beginning, just keep hanging on and trust him. Now go find that song and listen to it with your eyes closed until you get it deep into your soul and you believe every word that you're saying. I love you all. Have an incredible day and make it a successful week.